Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to discuss functions. What are the functions? A function is a group of statements performing a specific task. It reduces the complexity and with the help of function, the readability of the code is also increases. Um, we can use a function a number of times. Function can be used by the program in a given program a number of times and let's have a look on the syntax. You should write def then space then the name of the function then parenthesis colon and inside the function you can write any other thing. For to use that function you have to call the function. So this is how you will call the function and that is called function definition and that is called function calling. Now types of the function in Python. So you guys are already aware the built-in functions and user-defined function. Built-in functions are those functions which are already present in Python, and user-defined functions are those functions which are defined by user. Okay, like built-in function example is length function, print function, range function. They, we have used them in the previous lectures, and a user-defined function is like this. That is a user-defined function. Okay, now arguments. Use function with arguments. When we pass some value, when calling, see this is a function name greet, and here in the parenthesis we pass the parameter which is name. Okay, so a is equals to greet. In the parenthesis we write the value. We pass the value of name which is Harry. So when we use that variable name, so it will replace by the value. Now default parameter value, this is how the function name we assign the stranger to the name variable, and when we call greet, the name will be stranger in the function body. Okay, and when we pass the value, the name will be Harry in the function body. When we pass the value, the name will be Harry. When we don't pass the value, the name will be defaulted, which is stranger. Now, what is recursion? Recursion is something when function call itself again and again until a certain condition meet. How? Uh, Also, it reduce the length of the code. Yes, it shorten the code and it reduce the length of the code, but sometimes complexity is also increases. Let's have a look at an example. Here we are doing example of factorial which we have already discussed. Factorial by in the previous lecture by loops, I think. Yes. So now what will we do here? We made a function of factorial and pass a parameter which is n by taken by the user. We put a base condition, base case. This is important to stop the recursion function, to stop the process. If I is equals to 0, then I is equals to 1, then return 1. So where to return 1? From where the calling is being happening. If the calling is done here, so it will return 1 to the function calling. Okay, else return this and multiply by factorial n minus 1. See, let's give me a workflow how it is being happening. So factorial of 5, what is a factorial? I have already discussed. 5 by multiply 4 then 3 then 2 then 1, that is a factorial of 5 and which is equals to 120. So our code is what we are returning and multiply by factorial n minus 1. So n is 5. Let's example, let's say the user input 5. Okay, so n multiply by factorial of n minus 1. Okay, factorial of n minus 1. So what is n minus 1? Which is 4. So 5 multiply factorial of 4. Then 4 multiply by factorial of 3. and so on. This will go up to 1, and we can get our output, which is 120. Okay, this is how we can do. So we will understand more with the help of practical questions. Okay, the question one is the question one is write a program using functions to find greatest of three numbers. How? First of all, we will we will define a function which name is func1. Okay, we are taking input from the user a, b, and c. Then we are checking. We are checking which is greater. This code we have already done. How to check numbers which is greater. Okay, but a is greater than b and a is greater than c. Then a will be greatest is printed. And if b is greater than c, then b is greatest. Else c is greatest. Okay, that is the code of to find the greatest among three numbers. And outside the function, we have to call the function. So our code will read down by top to bottom. The first line will be read first. This will be read first. Then the processor will check where is the function is calling. So it will goes there. If this line is not present, the processor will jump from here then there. If this is not present, then it cause an error. If this is present, then it will read inside the function. And wherever the return statement is present, then it will return again to the function calling. Okay, that's how your function works. Now the question 2 is write a Python program using function to convert Celsius to the Fahrenheit. This is very easy. First, ultimately you need to know the formula how to convert Celsius to the Fahrenheit. That's it. You will definitely do this. Okay, we made a function, user defined function, C to F, and we write the statement, take the input Celsius and use the formula which is C multiply 9 by 5 plus 32, and then printf. And here outside the function we call the function. Okay, now question number 3, how do you prevent a Python print function to print a new line at the see, I have told you earlier that a print function means new line. If we write see, I think we have covered in the previous lecture as well. If we didn't write this, so what will be happen? The hello and the word will be printed in the next line. If I write this, if I want that hello word should be written in the same line, what I will do? I put this statement and is equals to and space under double quotes. So what will be happen? They will print. It will print linearly. Okay, because print uh, print function consists of new line. Okay, move to the next question. Write a recursive function to calculate the sum of first and natural numbers. First and natural numbers. Okay, first of all, made a function, sum function. Take the input. We are taking input here. See, first of all, which line will be readed? This line will be readed when the our code works, our code run. So this line read it first, will be read it first. Then this, the input will be taken and calling to the sum. Then this block of code will be executed. If n is equal to 0, then return 0. If not, then what will be return? It will return n plus sum n minus 1. Like I am finding the sum of first 5 numbers. So what it will do? 5 plus n minus 1 is what? 4 plus n minus 1 is what? 3 plus 2 plus 1. That's how it will get the sum of 5 numbers. Okay, and then return is something when it calculates the whole value, then it return to the function, and the function is under the print function calling is under the print function, then it will print the output. Now, this is something pattern questions. Write a Python function to print first n lines of the following pattern. So same here, we are taking input from the user, the value of n, then passing into the function calling, then the function name is pattern, and here we are using nested loops, and I, which is iterable, which is the variable name, and iterating over the range of c. The observe the pattern carefully. The pattern is downing the slope. So the three stars, then two, then one. So we need to print the rows in the reverse order. So earlier in the previous lecture, we have already discussed in the increasing order, but here we are doing in the decreasing order. So what will we do? We are using range function with a step index, you know na, by a step index method. So what will we do? From the range n to 0, whatever the user provided, let us suppose 3 is provided, then 3 to 0 and the index of -1, then it will goes to reverse the code, reverse the star patterns. It will move from 3 to 0 with a step index of -1, then -1, then because step index is what? Jumping index, the difference, which means it will jump. If we don't write this, which means this will automatically jump +1. If we write this, which means -1, -1 means it is reversing. Okay, so for j in range, on the nested loop, we assign another loop which is variable name is j in the range of 1 to I plus 1. I plus 1 I have already told you. Why? Because last value is excluded, which is why we have written I plus 1. Now we are printing star and this. Why this? Because we want the star to be print in the same line. Okay, and then when these line execute, when these this is row and this is column. This loop is for row and this loop is for column. Okay, now when the star print, 3 star will be printed here, because the value of I is what? Value of I is what? 3. So 1 to 3 will be printed stars in the same line. Then this is what? Simple, a simple print function, which means I told you, which is means next line. So next line, then again this go, the function goes here, I mean the value goes here. So now increment of I, which is now 2. Increment or decrement? We are incrementing, but by -1, which means in the reverse order, so value will be I of will be 2. Now 2, so here, but then when it go inside, the range will be 1 to 2, then 2 star will be printed in the same line, and the same code follows by the we get the following pattern, and that's how it will we will get our desired output. Okay, so move to the next question is write a Python function which converts inches to centimeters. We know the 1 inch is equals to 2.54 centimeters, and 1 centimeter is 1 by 2.54 inches, right? So first of all, we made a function converter and take a input from the user of inch input, and call the function by providing the parameter inch and assign to a variable a. This is something I made for the any, then a will print a when it will get the output return. When the function return centimeter to the calling function, it will store in the value of a. When we print a, we will get the value. Okay, so now what we are doing, converting will I mean converter will be give the parameter inch, then centimeter is what? Inch divided by 24 by I mean 2.54. Very sorry. Okay, inch divided by 2.54. Then the value of centimeter will be returned to the function calling, then which is assigned to a variable which is a, then we print the variable. Okay. Write a Python function to remove a given word and from a list and strip it at the same time. What does it mean? We first of all create a function. Okay, we have a list a, b, c, or d. So what we have to do? We have to remove a word, any of the word we have to remove. At the same time, we have to strip. Strip means the spaces before the string, like here space and here space is present, like here is a space is present. So we have to remove the spaces and remove that word simultaneously, and we have to uh, recreate a new list. Okay, so what we are doing, the list, and we pass the list in the function calling, then it goes here. We made a new empty list. Why? Because let's see why we are doing this. Because the our what we are doing is we are iterating our list. Okay. Okay, and what we are doing, if I dot strip, if each element dot strip not equals to that string, we are removing c variable, c string. Okay, in the we are iterating over this list, and while iterating over each element, if each element is stripping, stripping means the value should not contain spaces front or in the end, not equals to c. Okay, the value must not be equal to c. So what we are doing, we are adding in the n list, by stripping that value, by stripping uh, these remaining values. Yes, except this, we are adding the remaining values by stripping, by removing the extra spaces, and when we append in the n list, and then we are returning n. When we return n, it will go to the function calling, then the variable assigned to the function calling, then we print. This is something which we can do in the this question as well. Like yes, this what was here. Okay. Hmm. Now question 7 is write a Python function to remove a given. Okay, this is also being happened. Okay, question number 8. Write a Python function to print multiplication table of a given number. How? We have done this type of question a lot of times. Now you are totally aware uh, about the logic. So what the logic is? First of first of all, we have to create a function of multiplication, taking the input, passing the value, and looping. This is the concept. This is the logic of printing the multiplication table. We are looping over the range of 1 to 11, then print, and this is to I write this for the formatting, only for the formatting. How? And what is n? Let's say I am the user entered value 2, n is 2. So 2 multiplied by I is what? I is ranging from 1 to 11. Let's suppose at this time I is 1. So 2 multiplied by 1 is equals to 2 multiplied 1 is what? 2. The same here, I value increment. So 2 multiplied by 2 is equals to 4. It will goes up to 11. 11 is what? It means 10 because last one is excluded. So the value, that multiplication table will be printed. Okay guys, I hope I was able to make you understood. That's it for now. Thank you. Thanks for watching.